Welcome to Booxcape, your sanctuary for book lovers. Here we provide concise summaries and insightful reviews of the best books. Turn off the noise, settle in, and immerse yourself in the world of literature. Discover new favorites and explore captivating stories with Booxcape.
Welcome, curious minds and economic enthusiasts. I'm your host, Darius, and today we're diving deep into Economic Facts and Fallacies by the renowned Thomas Sowell. Buckle up for a journey that will challenge your assumptions and reshape your understanding of the economic forces that govern our world. Introduction. Meet Thomas Sowell. Before we begin, let's take a moment to appreciate the mind behind this groundbreaking work. Thomas Sowell isn't just any economist. He's an intellectual powerhouse, a senior fellow at Stanford University's Hoover Institution, and a thinker whose ideas have reshaped economic discourse for decades. Sowell's trademark: clarity, rigor, and an unwavering commitment to challenging the status quo. In Economic Facts and Fallacies, he takes aim at the misconceptions that often guide our policies and shape our society. Ever wondered why well-intentioned economic policies sometimes spectacularly backfire? Sowell has the answers, and by the end of this review, you'll have them too. The seductive power of fallacies. Now, let's tackle a puzzling question. Why do economic myths persist, even when they've been debunked time and time again? Sowell argues that it's not about logic. It's about emotion and political convenience. Take the belief that income inequality is inherently unjust. It tugs at our heartstrings, doesn't it? But Sowell challenges us to look deeper. He writes, "Wealth differences do not automatically imply injustice, but are instead reflections of differing levels of skill, knowledge, and effort." Think about it. That neurosurgeon who spent over a decade in grueling training, or that entrepreneur who risked everything on a groundbreaking idea. Their higher incomes reflect years of sacrifice and specialized skills. This perspective forces us to reconsider simplistic solutions, like wealth redistribution. Instead, Sowell advocates for policies that enable self-sufficiency and wealth creation. It's not about slicing the pie differently. It's about making the pie bigger for everyone. Urban legends. The fallacy of urban planning. Now, let's zoom in on an issue that affects millions. The elusive quest for affordable housing in our cities. Why does it seem like an impossible dream for so many? Sowell takes aim at a sacred cow here: government intervention in the housing market. Policies like rent control are often hailed as the solution to sky-high housing costs, but Sowell argues they're actually part of the problem. Here's a bombshell quote: "Rent control reduces the supply of housing and deteriorates its quality over time." It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But let's break it down. When you cap rents artificially, you're essentially telling landlords, don't bother investing in new properties or maintaining existing ones. You won't see a return on your investment. The result? A housing shortage and deteriorating living conditions. Just look at cities like New York and San Francisco, where decades of rent control have led to chronic housing shortages. Sowell's solution: let the market work its magic. When supply can rise to meet demand without artificial constraints, housing becomes more accessible for everyone. The wealth illusion. Debunking the zero-sum fallacy. Now let's tackle a big one: the idea that wealth is a fixed pie, and if someone gets rich, someone else must get poor. Sowell calls this the zero-sum fallacy, and he's on a mission to debunk it. Sowell argues that wealth isn't just distributed, it's created. He points to the economic miracles of post-war Japan and Germany. These countries didn't rebuild by taking wealth from others. They created new wealth through productivity, innovation, and smart economic policies. Here's a key quote to remember: Economic growth is not a zero-sum game, where one person's gain is another's loss. Wealth is created through productivity, innovation, and investment. Sowell also emphasizes the importance of economic mobility. People move between income brackets throughout their lives. This dynamic nature of wealth challenges the idea that the rich always stay rich and the poor always stay poor. The takeaway? Economic systems that prioritize opportunity and growth rather than forced equality are more successful in raising overall prosperity. It's not about everyone having the same slice of pie. It's about having a chance to bake your own pie. Beyond stereotypes, gender and racial economic fallacies. Now let's venture into some controversial territory: the economic realities of gender and race. Brace yourselves, because Sowell is about to challenge some deeply held beliefs. Let's start with the gender wage gap. We've all heard that women earn less than men for the same work. But Sowell argues this is an oversimplification of a complex reality. He writes, "The idea that women are paid less for doing the same work as men is an oversimplification of a more complex reality." Sowell points out that factors like career choices, hours worked, and family responsibilities often play a bigger role in income disparities than outright discrimination. For instance, women are more likely to take career breaks for family reasons, which affects their long-term earnings potential. It's not about discrimination, it's about different life choices and priorities. Sowell applies the same nuanced analysis to racial income disparities. While discrimination certainly exists, he argues that factors like education, family structure, and work experience often play a larger role than many assume. The key takeaway? We need more nuanced analysis and less knee-jerk assumptions when it comes to economic disparities. Only by understanding the true causes can we create effective solutions. Global myths, economic fallacies in developing countries. As we wrap up our journey through economic fallacies, let's go global. Is the poverty of developing nations primarily the result of exploitation by wealthier countries? Many believe so, but Sowell begs to differ. Sowell challenges the notion that rich countries built their wealth by exploiting poorer ones. Instead, he argues that internal factors play a much bigger role in a nation's economic success or failure. Here's a powerful quote to consider. Countries that have risen from poverty have done so by improving their own internal structures, not by relying on foreign aid or waiting for richer nations to share their wealth. Sowell points to economic success stories like South Korea and Taiwan. These countries didn't achieve prosperity through foreign aid or by demanding wealth transfers from richer nations. Instead, they focused on building strong institutions, protecting property rights, and fostering entrepreneurship. This leads to a provocative conclusion. Foreign aid isn't always the solution it's cracked up to be. Sowell argues that aid can often create dependency rather than fostering self-sustaining growth. The real path to prosperity, he contends, lies in developing internal economic structures that encourage growth, investment, and innovation. Final thoughts. The power of economic truth. As we come to the end of our journey through Economic Facts and Fallacies, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. Thomas Sowell has taken us on a tour de force of economic myth-busting. From urban planning to income inequality, from gender disparities to global development, he's challenged us to look beyond easy answers and emotional appeals. The key lesson? Economic reality is often more complex and counterintuitive than we assume. By peeling back layers of rhetoric and political spin, Sowell presents a compelling case for critical thinking and empirical evidence in economic decision-making. But this book is more than just a critique. It's a call to action. It challenges each of us to engage more thoughtfully with the economic realities that shape our world. By understanding the facts and recognizing the fallacies, we can make better decisions and advocate for policies that truly improve lives. So, dear listeners, as you go about your day, remember to question the economic assumptions you encounter. Look beyond the surface, seek out the facts, and don't be afraid to challenge conventional wisdom. Who knows? You might just uncover some economic truths of your own. This is Darius, signing off. Until next time, keep challenging those fallacies and seeking out the facts that truly matter. The economy and your understanding of it will thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Booxcape. If you enjoyed this book summary and review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and book recommendations in the comments below. If you want to purchase a copy of the book or audiobook, check out the link in the description. Until next time, happy reading, and remember, every journey begins with a book.